movies.
Don't break the chair. No. Okay. So, hello. Welcome to episode 44.
45.
I had 44. Is that correct?
I think we're 45. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
45. All right. So, I'm Susan Ayers.
Patty Smith.
Lon Shima.
Jorge Sanchez.
Okay. So, today's movies are...
Should I turn that light on maybe? Get a little more light?
Yeah.
I don't need more light. I just
You think you're good?
It's too dark on you.
You good?
That's all right.
Doesn't
But I
matter.
can see it.
Okay, as long as you can see her. It's great. Reminiscence. I hope I said that right. Okay. Venom, Bestsellers, and Monsters of Men. So I think we're starting with Lon.
Oh, okay, yes.
You're going on a journey through memory. All you have to do is follow my voice.
We're closed.
I know, I'm sorry it's late.
We have time for one more job. When the waters began to rise and war broke out, nostalgia became a way of life. There wasn't a lot to look forward to. So people began looking back. Nothing is more addictive than the past.
No, put me back.
She has moved on, and you should too.
People don't just vanish.
To find where she'd gone, I had to know where she'd been. Was she running from the past? Or racing back towards it?
How much did you really know her? How much did you know?
Who was she? Who was she when not with me?
You think you want answers? Well, you don't.
Where is she?
Where is she?
Arson, bribery, murder.
People love their secrets.
Don't go down this path. Stay here, in this life.
I've turned a blind eye to plenty. I have to do this.
That machine of yours, how close can you get before the illusion's broken?
You're going on a journey. All you have to do is follow my voice.
Because I was doing the show and I was sort of busy at work, I happened to see two movies at the theater, and this was one of them. So I just chose this, despite the fact that I wasn't really a big fan of this movie. So, in saying that, this is a movie written and directed by Lisa Joy. Stars Hugh Jackman, Thandie Newton, Rebecca Ferguson, and some really good performances, I thought, by Daniel Wu and Cliff Curtis. This is sort of a sci-fi fantasy movie in which future technology allows people to actually delve back into their memories and basically, as the title says, reminisce. It gives you that good feeling. And Hugh Jackman and Thandie Newton play two characters who were partners in the military, or I'm trying to think, was it military?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically are partners in this business, which they basically rent the space out, or I say the space, because what they have to do is they sort of like hook you up to a computer. You're sort of like immersed in water. And I'm assuming this is sort of like a sensory deprivation. So it's only your mind working. And then they sort of guide you by talking to you through your memories to sort of help guide you through what you want to go to. To be quite honest, one of the first scenes I did happen to like is one of their friends, another veteran who's sort of shell-shocked, is reliving sort of a nice memory. And of course, he goes out, and Dandy Newton, being the more practical one, says, "Oh, yes, so it's going to be this." Oh, no. And then Hugh Jackman says, "No, we're not going to charge him." And I thought, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. But then they get commissioned to go into the mind of a sort of a comatose criminal, that the police approached them and said, "Oh, we need to go back into memory." Well, what happens is, while Hugh Jackman is guiding them to the memory, and they get to see this memory as well, it's visualized somehow. And again, since it's taking place in the future, I don't quite understand the technology.
Yeah.
He sees that somehow that this one woman that he keeps thinking about, and actually does use the machine to think about his memories, is in this person's memory. So he wants to find out what happened to this woman, because he thought they were in love. They had this great affair, and then she disappeared.
He's obsessed.
Yes. And to be quite honest, I will say this. This is obviously like a film noir, because it has to do with, again, a male obsession with a woman who just can't let go.
Is that what that means?
That's exactly what I said too. It feels like a film noir.
Oh, no, film noir? No, film noirs are usually these type of, how would I put it?
Like Dick Tracy, maybe like the spy drama from the 30s or 40s.
Well, things like Double Indemnity, where it's the woman who manipulates, like, "Oh, I'm married to this man, but I love you. Why don't you kill this man? We'll get the insurance money, and then we'll go off and live happily ever after."
I never knew what that meant.
Mystery woman kind of thing.
But it basically means dark film, right? So it had to do with at that time period of that type. Postman Always Rings Twice. Right. I mean, great example. Body Good Heat is the more contemporary version.
Body Double.
Quentin Tarantino is, I would say, Pulp Fiction is very much of a film noirish kind of stuff. But anyway, and it's taking place in this odd future. For example, one thing I didn't understand what they did is, for some, and I'm assuming this might be a political thing, that a climate change is happening. So Miami is sort of in water.
Underwater.
Like you see them walking through the streets, and they're actually slugging through the water.
It's like Venice.
Yeah, almost.
They get away in
Exactly.
boats, yeah.
Exactly like Venice, yeah. And I didn't even realize it was Miami. That was the thing. I was sort of
look like it.
No, exactly. Because at one point, because of the information Hugh Jackman has, he decides, I have to investigate what it is, because he sees this woman, played by Rebecca Ferguson,
That's who it is.
with a gangster, by the name of Saint Joe. Excellently played, I thought, by Daniel Wu. So he goes, and they go to New Orleans. Now, when they go to New Orleans, like, yeah, I know exactly that looks like New Orleans. So as this sort of uncovers, Thandie Newton, playing his partner, says, "Why are you doing this to yourself? You're ruining our business. You're going to ruin the partnership and everything." She's very loyal. They do have a bond where they're loyal. They are not in any way romantically involved, and I don't think they ever will, if I remember correctly. But they do sort of have that bondship due to the military service they did together. So the mystery is, what has happened to this woman? Then actually another woman sort of is introduced as well. I can't remember her name or the actress's name.
Sure, I know who you mean.
But she comes in because she wants to relive this love affair that she had with.
I call her the other robot from Westworld.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But which is funny, because that's what Lisa Joy is famous for, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Is it Angela Serafia?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yes.
Wow, that you know those names first and last always impresses me.
And she goes in, and then you find out she's also involved with that, because she had a son apparently with this gentleman, and the son has been kidnapped. So all these little things are going along, and I'm not giving any spoilers. So that's basically what he uncovers as his obsession with this woman. Uncovers more and more things. I actually, when I saw this at the movies, I was thinking, oh, okay, this looks sort of interesting. And I like the cast. I think they're,
cast is great.
Cast is really good actors, And again, another shout out to Cliff Curtis. I thought he was excellent playing sort of a disfigured cop in this movie as well. A corrupt one as well, apparently. But apparently everyone's corrupt in this movie from what you get
So
from the
you
beginning.
liked it?
So what happens is I'm watching it. It's like, okay, but then it's like, well, get on with it. Go somewhere, do something, make it more interesting. After an hour, it sort of lost me, and I vaguely sort of even remember how it ended. That's how bad I thought it was. And that's just me, though, because
No,
I have to
you're
admit,
not alone, Ron. You're not alone, man.
I know I was sitting at the theater, and maybe I was just too
God, you were
tired.
stuck.
So
No, you were stuck in a theater, and you had to watch that 50-hour landing.
Is that?
But the
Okay.
thing is, I will say this. I did find it visually stunning. I thought it was very cinematic. Some of the even special effects that they use, I thought was very fascinating. The stepping in and out of memories and stuff, as far as character-wise. But otherwise, I thought the story was rather weak. In fact, it's the story and the writing that I found weak, not so much the direction. So I give kudos for her direction and her visual, like her cinematic abilities, but I just thought the story was sort of it didn't engage me, it didn't draw me in. So that's what I thought of it.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah. I thought the same. I thought it was too long. I like the concept of the dream machine and everything. I thought they could have, if they would have pushed that a little further, that would have been a great sci-fi. Because that part kind of reminded me of the Tom Cruise movie where they predict the future.
Oblivion?
No, the one where they predict the
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
Oh,
So it reminded me like that. There was
Right.
special effects. Also, that same thing. I thought film noir and that kind of like also like a spy kind of thing, mystery woman. What she up to? The guy's obsession was a little too much for me.
Yes,
I can see
I
it.
agree. I
I
definitely
can see
agree.
it if they were in their 20s or teens. Actually,
Right.
I normally see that level of obsession on teenage movies or 20s, like Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. I thought you're a little too old for that. Move on. There's more fish in the sea. So
Which is what Thandie Newton keeps telling him.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and I'm going, what is it with these Brits taking our jobs? These movies. They use an American accent. Both Thandie Newton and Hugh Jackman.
Australians.
Yeah. Doing that.
One English and
And a New Zealander.
Yeah.
In fact, it did have an international
Yes.
cast. That was sort of the odd thing, I thought.
In fact, Susie mentioned this movie made in New Zealand because everybody had that kind of more like Australia and New Zealand, that kind of the actors, anyways.
Right.
So I thought the movie to me it's actually a love story in a way.
Yes.
Being told in a really long, kind of weird, and like Tenet, I thought they got a little too crazy with the story, with the idea that
Right.
I can't find the word where you went for more than
it's too involved. It's too complicated.
they went
And not that exciting for what they're involved in.
I thought that it's an interesting movie, but I thought the mystery could have been done better. The love story kind of was overkill, and it was a little too long to the short end. The mystery, I kind of you were kind of almost predicting the end, the final, the finale. You were almost predicting where it was going.
Exactly.
About the characters.
I think that's why I found it dull.
And
It's
Patty
like,
was
I
calling
think
it,
it's going to go this way.
I don't like to know.
So, anyways, but yeah, so that's. I watched it. I'm going to watch it, but I probably won't watch it twice. but it's
God, no.
there you go.
Okay, so it's really a basic story. Nick Bannister,
Well, he just told everything.
yeah, Hugh Jackson, is a private investigator hired to help clients access lost memories and he takes on a new client, May, played by Rebecca Ferguson. And that's basically how it starts. And then it falls apart. It just falls apart. It's like me and Patty were like,
When is this going to end?
it was
Dear
like
God.
the romantic thing was ridiculous. I'm like, why is he so? I thought they were going to have a past life
And it wasn't
connection
realistic.
or something. I didn't understand his fatal attraction, the intensity of it. It just seems to be somebody he just kind of met. So it was just kind of, and then the end, it's kind of like, it's like, when is this guy gonna die? It's like, it just never ended.
I just had a thought, actually, when you talk about the fatal attraction, why it's so intense. I thought the movie would have been more interesting if the reason he's so thoroughly attracted to her is because they're connected in reality.
In some
Like
way.
they-
Yes, yes.
like they formerly were married or something like that. Then it would make sense. Look, if they would have gone in the direction that they were actually lovers at one time, and that would have made it more interesting idea.
Yeah, there was no explanation for that. It was just, and then the plot was kind of convoluted. I had a hard time following all the connection
The
of all
stories,
the people and how it was like, wait a sec, was he the, you know what I mean? It was like, I had to think too much.
Too many people and too small a party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Patty.
Well, this is, and I'm more than happy to be Debbie Downer on this one. I'm going to start at the end. The end, literally, from the end, when it should have been, took another hour to end. He talked so much, and he's saying, it'd be different if he was saying something interesting, but he really wasn't. And everything was like stretched out, things that didn't need to be stretched out. The love affair was, it was just so unrealistic. I mean, you can be nuts for somebody. We've all had somebody we're nuts on, and we've done weird things. Haven't we all? We all have, I'm sure. Yeah. Anyway.
We're woken up in, what is it?
But men do never put their job behind they don't put the woman in front of their job. That's their ego, where they get their security, I think, where they get their self-confidence is their career.
Well, maybe this is the future, and that's what the Me Too movement has done.
Then every Me Too person should be shot. Right? The love affair was so unrealistic. It wasn't worth. Everything was dragged out. Like, and then she started singing. She had to sing the whole damn song. Couldn't do 2 lines.
I'm gonna get canceled now. Now movies are no longer mandatory boobs. It's mandatory abs.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And it wasn't that strong of a. It would have been better if they took out half those people and just made it a basic, simple, go get them movie. But they didn't. They had so many, sideline.
They could have just
things.
made it a sci-fi story. The actual story was fine.
It would have been great.
A little complicated, but the sci-fi part of it was kind of, I could see that had potential.
Don't you notice the sci-fi part with the visual and everything literally came at one point where it was like, oh my God, we forgot to make sci-fi special illusions. And they did like 10 of them in a row.
Well, it's not so much that. I mean, they had an idea about retrieving memories, right? And sometime in the future, they'll be able to do this. And kind of when you go in those chambers, the water chambers, it's kind of the same idea.
Immersion.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep thinking, so when does Wolverine start kicking everybody's ass? Or at least break into song. I don't know.
Well, but see, I thought maybe the reason I was disappointed, I thought this is the funny thing. How do we remember something? Because everyone has a different perspective on their memories, right? So this was tapping into your actual memory, yet you're still being manipulated by a voice, right? So is it creating a new? I thought it was going to deal with more with stuff like that.
They could have gone
that
that direction.
somehow they were manipulating him to think a certain way.
Well,
and
it could have gone in a lot of places
Yeah.
that would have been
That would have
interesting.
been better.
And you know what? Take out that bloody love story. It was ridiculous.
The love story was, I mean, he could have been his long lost sister. It could have been anything else. That love story got dragged through the mud. It was so long. Like I said, she kept singing the whole friggin' song. And she ain't that great of a singer.
I actually don't like movies when they go and do an entire song.
Yeah.
Too. Well, I mean, it's like 2 bars.
Verse 1, verse 2, chorus.
Is she selling the record now? The soundtrack?
You never know.
I couldn't wait for this movie to be over, to tell you the truth. And it was never going to be over. I left the room 4 times. I came back
goodness.
every 10 minutes.
I had to
And it
make
was
her
still
stay
happening.
because I can't handle this. I was like, you're gonna have to stay because I have to stay. You have to stay.
But I don't want to stay.
Okay, so let's rate this sucker.
Okay.
Ooh,
Jordan.
well, I thought it was going to have great potential. Probably give it like maybe a 3.
That's so high, George. Are you sure?
No.
I'm probably a little more charitable. No, I'm not.
No.
I'll give you a 3. I'll give it a 3 too.
The sci-fi was
I'll give it a 3.
because I have more to come.
Well,
So it's
we'll
funny.
give this a 10.
I know. I'll give this a 4 because that's how I saw it. Because again, I thought some things were very good, but yes,
The sci-fi part was great.
It has the potential.
Mm-hmm.
it just didn't.
And this would find, I'm sure
execute it.
some people will find this interesting. But
Yeah, especially people who like
So
love
please
stories.
let us know who
I
you
find
are.
people like love stories.
What did you think about
you
it?
know?
Yeah, what did you think about it? Because I'm dying to find somebody who liked it
So
or stayed awake through it.
we'll be back really fast.
We'll be back.
so out of curiosity,